Hey there, everyone. I decided I was going to do a couple of tests for mechanics with Dogma and decided why not actually record it. These tests are going to be really quick, so hopefully this won't take 40 minutes like some of my previous videos. Um, that aside, what am I testing? I am testing the Repeller Bow and how it heals, specifically how much it heals, because the wiki was undecided about whether or not the amount healed by its attack. Wow, wording by its effect. Whether or not that was exactly the amount of damage that you deal, or whether or not it was working off of something else, maybe rounded or going through some other weird mathematics. It seems that no one had actually tested that before outside of maybe console observations. Um, that on top of that, I am also going to be testing the augment preemption, because why not? We're already sneaking to attack enemies, since that's how the repeller bow's effect works. You have to sneak attack someone for it to heal you. Um, but preemption, yeah, no one knows whether or not. Oh, I'm pretty sure some people definitely know whether or not it does or doesn't work, but there hasn't really been any concrete proof whether or not it does or doesn't work. So I decided, hey, two birds with one stone, or maybe I guess two cockatrices with one arrow. I don't know. Um, For these tests, I will be relying on the input and its wonderful damage log. Wish it did a couple other things beyond what it currently does, but can't really help that, can we? Currently, the damage log only displays the damage that the Arisen does to its targets. It doesn't really say how much damage enemies deal to you or what your pawns deal. That would be nice, because that would really help with some other tests, but can't really help that either. Outside of that, I'm also using it to give myself a short bow so I can equip the repeller bow. Otherwise, I would have to change vocation, and I'm lazy, so why not? Currently, I do not have preemption enabled. I just have radiance, stability, impact, grit, precision, and sinew. I have also decreased my health to a very unhealthy threshold, but perhaps healthy for the test, since obviously, what's the point of showing a heal rate if you have nothing to heal? And here are our first willing subjects. Let's get you. I'm trying to. You're still a little close. I'm trying to get one of these goblins a little halfway out. You want to stop there? Nope. Okay. About halfway back, if not a little bit further back, is where I'm looking for to actually shoot them. Man, we're. Come on, guys, wander over. You're doing it so much better earlier. Oh, man, this is. Well, fine. Let's, I guess, work with this guy since he is so... Apparently he knows I'm recording. Let's shoot for his foot so I don't accidentally hit his head and deal 1,000 damage. There we go. 706 health. I forgot to state earlier, but some of you probably have already noticed, I started at 179. Uh, let's see my health go up and where it stops. Also, if you've never seen the Repeller Bow's magic effect, it's pretty cool. I think that looks pretty nice for a passive heal effect. And there we go, 885 health restored. Let's go ahead and open up a calculator, because I'm bad at math in my head. I can at least do 1 plus 1, though, unlike Gura. Let's see here. 885 minus 179. And the difference between the two health thresholds is 706. That is the exact amount of damage we dealt. It would appear that the repeller bow definitely, not theoretically, heals based off of the total amount of damage you deal. Now, there are some exceptions to this. One would be if the enemy you attack and get the heal from does not actually have a total amount of health remaining based off of how much damage you deal. So if I attacked that goblin for 706 damage, but they only had 506 health remaining, I only get 506 health back. That being said, the Repeller Bow also cannot heal you back from, beyond your white health threshold. You can also stack multiple heals at the same time. Oh god, he's that poor dude. But I can also get one of you guys. There's a headshot. 1,000 plus damage. And yeah, you can see I just am not healing anymore. Even though I am getting the effect, you can see that there's a little shockwave effect on the target anytime you hit them with the Repeller Bow and they don't know where you are. Wow, I guess they just cannot find me. Sometimes they actually will notice me. But either way, that is the Repeller Bow effect. Let us get rid of the damage log. We do not need it. And let me reload my save. So now that we have done the Repeller Bow, let's do Preemption. I'm sure some of you are really waiting to see that one because, oh boy. Does it work? Does it not? Come on. Maybe I should have put this on an SSD after all. Alright. There we go. And set. Radiance. Preemption. Multiplies the harm done by your attacks when targets are not in battle stance. That was an interesting wording. Now I'm starting to wonder if... Yeah, it's definitely when they're unaware of you. Right? The thought has always been whether or not they are aware of you or not. Battle stance says otherwise, though, because you can be aware of people and not in battle stance. But that said, a lot of people tested this to death. Right. So we have Preemption on. I guess I do need my damage calculator back out. Come on, get on the ledge. And we want someone... God, there's a lot of you guys here. I'm afraid I'm going to headshot that person. Why is no one over there? Well, I guess that's my target right there. Is he laying down? I think so. Yep. Well, he was definitely not in the battle stance and aware of me. So, how much damage did we deal? Unfortunately, the same amount of damage as prior, 706 damage. Sorry, folks. Those of you that were really holding out or swearing that it did work off of your previous experience, it does not actually appear to work at all. If you've ever looked at the game's XML file for augment data, you would actually see that it is supposed to double the damage you deal. Unfortunately, it doesn't do anything. My guess is there is a error in the code for damage calculation, and the part of it that is supposed to receive information from other files as to whether or not you actually have the augment equipped. A very similar thing had happened with, I believe the augment is called Inflection, a mage augment that allows you to take half damage if you are charging a spell. That had stopped. It never worked until a patch was made for the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game. Or were those baked in by default, I think? I can't remember. I think it might have been baked in by default. That patch eventually made its way to Steam, at least, though. Yeah, it doesn't work. Previously, I was one of those people that used to think it did because of how easy it is to make a false assumption, especially if you were doing tests like I was, where you are sniping death from around the corner using Ricochet Arrow. Because of the damage drop off after the bolts travel so far, even if you had a damage log open, it's going to give you some false readouts. You really need to know what's being hit, how far the arrow's traveling, kind of in a control test like we just did here. Yeah, that's about it. Repeller Bow heals based off of the total damage you deal, or the remaining health for the enemy if there's a kill shot. Look at this guy's trying to get up here. And Preemption definitely does absolutely nothing. That is honestly the saddest result of this test. I would have really wished that was working. Either way, guys, I hope you have a great day, and so long until next time. Later.